want to say a big hello to everyone watching. I'd like to say it's good to see you, but of course you'll only be seeing me through this video. But I still do miss you all, and it's been a long time. I was talking to someone last week and we realised that for us, it was probably February the last time we were with you all here at church. Lena and I were away for a few weeks with family commitments and then a wedding. And it was, I think, the 22nd of March when we were due to come back to church. And that was the first Sunday that was cancelled. So it has been quite a while. And a lot has changed in that time. In addition to all the obvious changes, I think each of our situations have been changed differently. For some, it's been somewhat of an inconvenience, while for others, life has suddenly become very difficult. So I recognise that we all face different challenges and different levels of discomfort, anxiety and fear. And still, even now, the future is somewhat uncertain. Even in that, we face different layers of uncertainty. So when trying to pull some thoughts together to share, it was hard to know what to say and what to share. For me personally, there's been a song that's been with me throughout this time. And it was actually a song we'd practiced earlier in the year, but hadn't played yet. And I've been listening to a lot over the last weeks. The song is Be Still. And the words are, "Be still and know that the Lord is in control. Be still, my soul, stand and watch as giants fall. I won't be afraid, you are here. You silence all my fear. I won't be afraid, you don't let go. Be still, my heart, and know I won't be afraid." And of course, it points to a very famous Bible verse, Psalm 46, verse 10, "Be still and know that I am God." And initially, it almost seemed ironic, these words, "be still." There is little else we can do right now. For weeks and months, we've been told to stay home, stop doing this, don't do that, and of course, for good reason. But we find ourselves with less and less to do. Yet this phrase, "be still," I felt it calling me for something deeper. At first, as things started to shut down, these words brought me great comfort. Everything that we knew, all those things that were routine, that were familiar, even if they caused me to be busy, they were still familiar, and suddenly they just stopped. And the future, almost overnight, grew dark. I couldn't see what the next day looked like. I had no idea what was ahead of me. But the words of this song ran through my head like an anthem. Be still and know that the Lord is in control. There are actually a few places in the Bible where we hear these words, "be still." And another is when Jesus commands the raging sea to be still. And there's another in Exodus. And it was this moment in Exodus that particularly drew my interest. It's the story of Moses, and it's quite well known, and it's a time of great turmoil. And there were the 10 plagues, and then Pharaoh finally allows Moses and the Egyptians to leave. And they're on their way, and then Pharaoh changes his mind and chases them with his entire army. And they get caught between the sea on one side and this army charging towards them on the other. And it's an impossible situation, one without a future, one without an answer, and panic captures the people. And it is at this point in verse 13 of Exodus 14 where Moses says, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. The Egyptians you see today you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you. And you need only to be still." And this command to be still, it's not a quiet suggestion, but a bold call to actively put our faith in the one that fights for us, the one that knows our future. And it is a call to acknowledge that while we find ourselves in uncontrollable circumstances, we walk alongside the one who whispered the universe into existence, the one who tells the oceans to be quiet, and the one who knows us each by name. And I don't need to rely on my abilities or my own plans and schemes to protect me from future failure. It's less of me means the more of him, and the less of myself means the more I can hear from him. Be still and know that I am God. Have you ever gone trekking or even driving somewhere in search of the perfect view? It might be a place you've heard of before or seen photos of and want to see it for yourself. And you'll be on your way and suddenly you turn a corner and a magnificent scene comes into view. And it often actually stops us as we take it in. And we are brought still by what we see. Well, the other day we went for a walk around the block, as we do a lot at the moment. And as we walked out, the sun was at the perfect angle and the light just skimmed through the trees and was hitting the yard in a way that I'd never seen before. And while our front yard isn't anything spectacular to look at normally, the light just filtered in and across the sky, and it was just quite spectacular. And it just stopped us in our tracks, and we were just amazed by this view. And sometimes we stumble upon the amazing works of God, but I just pray that during this time you will seek God out and you'll want to discover more about who He is. And that this picture of His love and grace and provision, as it comes into view, you will find a greater peace and stillness in knowing who it is that walks beside you. God bless.